Welcome to My Safe Word is More with your hosts from Survivor and Amazing Race, Corinne Kaplan, stand-up comedian Al Jackson. I'm Chris, your producer, and this is My Safe Word is More.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, swimmers.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hi, boys. I'm great. I was going to kick it off today. I am in somewhat of a costume, and I wanted you to try and guess what my shirt means.
Let's pull the curtain back a little bit. You came into my house wearing a winter coat, like you had just got done doing research in the Arctic, and you said, I can't let you see my shirt. You sat in here without the jacket. I looked at the shirt. I don't understand it. It says, Joan, waste your time. You're already the voice you're already the voice inside.
You got it. My yed. So I'm going to play it for you. So obviously I had to, well, not obviously, my company did this cute thing where they asked us, we were all in Chicago, and they asked us to dress up as your favorite band. And so Elise and I ordered these shirts, and then I'm going to tell you a story about the nose ring I have in.
I saw that. I was like, are we going to discuss that?
Yeah, we are.
It's like you just got back from a semester in Spain.
Yeah. So I'm going to play you why this shirt looks like it does. Okay, ready?
Uh-huh.
And can you name the band?
Blink 182.
Hold on. It's
Before you even...
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is you stand out about Blink
so hard
in a way that, like, if Chris and I found out that there was some kind of like yardage restriction between you and the band, I would believe it. You know, somewhere between 250, 500 feet. But you pulled it up on YouTube. Why don't you have that on your phone, the album?
Oh, I do. Of course I have the album. I have it clipped so that anytime someone asked me what my shirt meant, I could just pull up the exact... Because obviously I didn't want to sing it because we all know how well I sing.
Smart.
So it was already queued up like that.
Do you wear that shirt the same way like dirt bags wear like a snake around their neck in tourist areas? Like, do you want to take a picture? Ask me about my snake.
Yeah. Well, so Elise and I told her I wanted to do this because when we were at Blink, we saw somebody wearing this shirt, and so we knew they made them. So I was like, we have to get that shirt for this. So we like ordered matching. She got it in black, I got it in blue, and I was like, she goes, like, no one's going to get it. I go, you see, that's the genius. There's 800 people at this meeting. Everyone's going to come as Axl Rose, obviously. Everyone's going to do the thing,
really?
Right? Like, yes, everyone. Anytime you tell somebody to come as a band, they always go 80s because it's the easiest thing. And mind you, that is what happened. Everybody came as Slash or Axl. And I said, and then the attention, because you know I love attention. The attention will be all on us because no one will know what that is. And then when they find out, they're going to be like, oh, you're Blink 182. It's such a, it's so special. It's so it's so unexpected.
Did you get the picture I sent you maybe like 2 months ago? I was behind a car and
yes.
the license plate was Blink 182.
Yeah,
and that is how much our cycles have synced up.
Yeah.
Is that like when I see Blink 82, I used to think nothing, and now I think about you.
So I said to her, I was like, we're going to get these shirts. And then I thought, we got to go one step further. So I went to Claire's boutique. Well, let me back it up. I called a bunch of places to see who carried fake nose rings. And in reality, so Tom, one of the lead singers, has a lip ring he's very known for. But I figured that would be kind of difficult to wear all day. A fake lip ring isn't really a thing.
And it's gross.
Yeah. And so I go, but Travis has a nose ring. We could do a nose ring. I think that would go with the theme. So I call this, Claire's boutique has a nose ring. All right. So I go to Claire's. And
did Claire say, what time will your mom be dropping you off at the mall?
You know what? No. But I will say that Claire's boutique is not doing a very good job of like putting their people through any kind of hygienic training, which makes me concerned for anybody who is getting their ears pierced there.
That's because they go through 4 employees a shift.
Yeah. This employee, she was covered in... she had multiple nose rings that were real. And so she was the perfect person to talk to. And she couldn't have been nicer. But you absolutely should not be doing this. So the packaging looks like this. If you are not watching us, you should be. It's My Safe Word is More on YouTube or Spotify. The packaging is very small. This one came with 3 rings. 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 black. And they were like tied up and like in this. And it was $12.99. All right. There were lots of different ones.
And by the way, because that wasn't a great description for anybody listening, it's in the same packaging like when you need to get a replacement stitch and there's just like one, like just for a little bit of needle and thread.
It's tiny.
It's like one of those things you'd get.
Okay, but also they were tied in like with wires, obviously, to like showcase them. And they were in a case that she had to open with a key. Don't ask me why. They were $12. But there was probably 6 or 7 different sizes. So I go, you obviously know your nose ring. So which one do you think? And she goes, I really can't tell unless you try them on. And I was like, huh? So I tried on, put it in my fucking nose, undid all the wiring.
Oh, that is so gross.
I tried on 7 different nose rings. I tried on a septum ring. And I went with these. And then all the rest of them, people are going to buy, and they've already been up my nose.
Oh, that is so disgusting.
And I was like, there's no way this is up to code. There's no way you're supposed to do that.
Did this woman lose her job at the STI clinic? You got to put these condoms on. I got to see which one fits.
And by the way, like one other person was in the store at the time, and that other person didn't say anything either. And I'm sitting there literally like unraveling the wiring and getting it out and then shoving. And she's like, you got to bend it. You got to clip it in so it doesn't move. It's up there.
But some of this is on you. Clearly, you're not the first person she's done this with. So, like, you're following other people that have tested all the nose rings.
I didn't think of that.
Yes.
That is true.
What do you think? She's like, here's a special person walking in right now. I think you're special, but this chick doesn't know where she is.
I mean, she really made me feel like this was an important decision. If it was anyone else, they'd be like, they're $12. Buy 3 of them. Like.
But in a weird way, that's a really good employee. Because, like, she, like, convinced you, because normally somebody just be like, oh, whatever. You're, like, you smile when you talk about it. She seems like she was attentive.
I had a blast doing this whole tryout.
Yeah.
Because
She's great and terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claire's Boutique isn't happy, but I'm a happy customer. So anyways, we're giving a shout out to Blink on this podcast today. So I want to get into something else that has nothing to do with Blink, and I can't make a good transition here. Recently, we had one Mr. Richard Jefferson on the podcast. And I need to explain a bunch of shit that happened after the podcast.
I have some stuff from before the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to get into your stuff
first? Let's go in sequential order.
Go ahead.
Chris came over about an hour before, 30 minutes.
To get ready. Yep.
And I, he's a world champion. For my Cleveland Cavaliers. That's not a big deal for you.
No, I know how big a deal it is.
This is royalty in my house. I cleaned my house like a mother-in-law on meth. I did my house was clean, dog. Cleaned the bathroom we didn't go into, whatever. I've done all the little things. The studio's ready. And Chris comes in and I'm just like, oh, let me get the memory cards that are in the camera and the sound machine. And I can't find them. And you're texting us, just picked them up. And I'm just like, I got this. I mean, they might be downstairs. I can't find them anywhere. Corinne,
so weird.
I couldn't find. And the
clock's ticking.
The clock is ticking.
I'm glad I didn't know about this.
To the point
I was having my own mental breakdown.
I tore up the storage room and our bedroom to the point where I had to tell Sar, don't go in the bedroom till I can clean it, because I was throwing things like
where were they?
I still couldn't find them when you were supposed to be here. And you were like, we're running 10 minutes late. And that 10 minutes, I found them with about 3 minutes before you walked in.
Oh, wow.
Because I was trying to be organized. I had them all together in one little bag. And that got shoved back in the ass part of the couch.
Oh, no.
It was just like, because
I'm surprised you got to that.
You know how like, you're like, I've checked everywhere. You know me, I'm on Adderall. I don't drink. I'm like, I don't lose shit. Where the fuck are these? And some just told me, check the couch. Like my father in the heavens was like, just look, and it was right there. And Chris, this is why I love him. Chris is always the same.
Yeah.
He was shitting.
Oh,
I was shitting.
I would have really lost my mind.
But Chris knew he couldn't shit in front of me because I was already shitting. So Chris is just like,
I wasn't saying anything really.
Chris is just like on his computer, but you could, it was like a murder was happening behind him. And he's like, oh, let me see what's on ESPN. Oh shit. Because if you guys walk in and I'm like, we don't have any memory cards, you would have just like, I feel like, vanished.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I would have just been like, Richard, fight him.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, I was so mad at myself. But yeah. So
we're going to get more into this just because I think it's not I'm not telling you this because it's interesting because he is who he is. It's just everyone has a friend that is a fucking disaster train like he is to me. And when I tell you the story after this break, you're going to sympathize with it, regardless of whether or not you have a best friend who is, as I said originally in the opening, a national champion. That's apparently not the case. It's an NBA champion.
How do you not know that?
I don't know. I was at the fucking game too. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so Rich is notoriously, look, he has a lot of, I'm going to assume just because he's had a cleaning lady, like he's not a dirty person in any capacity. He's like organized, but he's always been sort of cavalier. Like,
Calves. There you go. That's a great word.
With just things. So like years ago, he stayed in my apartment in LA and I wasn't there and I had a fireplace and he spit sunflower seeds into the fireplace.
What?
Right. And then I came home and was like, hey man, what the fuck? And he's like, well, it's a fireplace. And I was like, I don't have a cleaning lady. So like, I'm going to have to go into the fireplace.
What?
Also, it's a gas fireplace.
Right. It's not like a bonfire fireplace.
But also, what is he, just out of the deep country that he's spitting sunflower seeds?
And he's very classy, but sometimes he just does shit. And we're going to get into that. So.
Wait, you picked up each sunflower
Correct.
seed? Okay.
I had to. Because I don't have a fucking maid. So anyways, I am notorious for being like wildly anal with him. Like when he comes into my house, I'm like, take your fucking shoes off. Like if he has a backpack, it has to stay downstairs. God knows where that was. Like I know him well enough to know this issue. Now, I was so burnt out by the time we had finished podcasting because, scheduling with him was a nightmare. I was really worried. I really wanted to put out good content, but I was worried about like, really, this isn't normally what he does. So like me showing him like the rat underwear, I wanted it to feel like us, but also I didn't know how far I could push him. And like, it's just.
Corinne, I don't know if you're telling our swimmers exactly the energy you brought into this house. You had my husband's home a day early and my boyfriend's in the closet energy to the point where I was like, what's up, girl? I just gave you a hug because I was like, Corinne, You looked like you guys had run over a jogger on your way here and kept going.
I was so shell-shocked by the time I got here. And so I was having trouble calming down. I hope you guys liked the episode. It's a blur. I really blacked out. However, after the episode ended, after he told me explicitly he had to be at the arena at a certain time, we walk out and he's like, actually don't have to be at the arena. I padded it by 30 minutes. I go, why would you pad anything with me? I pad everything for everyone else. So now we're way over padded. And he's like, okay, great. I'd love to go get tacos. And I was like, so we go to my house. We hang out for a minute. And I live near a taco place. So he puts the order in and then we wait for it to be ready.
The semi-racial slur taco place?
Well, we're trying to keep the name out of it so that people don't know where I live.
Okay.
Remember?
Taco Bell?
No, so the deal with this taco place is they were a food truck and they were sold out every day within an hour. So they go out brick and mortar, but they're known. It's a garbage Mexican place to me because they don't have any they don't have mole, which I would eat, or fajitas, which I would eat. Anything sort of healthy adjacent. No, they have special. The special is birria tacos, which is goat, and they come with.
I never knew that.
They come with consomme. And consomme, I've tried to Google, is basically, it's like the fat that drips off the goat from the grill or whatever meats. And then they mix it. It's like a broth, but it's mostly fat and it's just...
delicious?
I obviously don't eat that, nor would I try it. Well, basically, the tacos are ready. But this man has to call a motherfucking game. And he is so relaxed. I am looking at the time and I'm going, there's traffic. I don't exactly know where in the arena I have to take you to. If we get, how's it going to, we don't have a pass. And he's like, it's my face. And I'm like, I don't know that it is. We could get stuck and you're going to have to walk and then you're walking with, there's people, there's fans and shit. That's going to be weird. And I'm like, change into your suit already.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
Huh?
Coming up, you opening and especially touring with black headliners, there is such a difference. White headliners back when I started in the late 2000s, they would be already in the green room when the middle act is up. You call their name. I have so many friends like my homeboy Malik that toured with Cedric. I opened for Bill Bellamy, who I love for years. There I have all my friends that open for Black comics have been like, they've been on stage and their manager like sends a note to the stage like, he's still at the mall, so we'll light you when, like, not in the green room.
No.
Not in the maybe in the outskirts of the county and the packed showroom, show going on. And like, it really does help you get your time up because you're like, I gotta keep this crowd going because you can, if there's a lull in your jokes with a Black crowd, you start hearing, because Black people don't boo, they'll just start talking like, where's Eddie Griffin?
Yeah.
So like, so I definitely feel the panic because I'm like that too. I'm like, you should be here.
I'm like,
be here.
I'm not calling the game. Like, I like spending time with them. I wish we could just keep hanging out and you could just skip the game entirely. But nevertheless, now we're running too close. And so I go, all right, look, just eat the tacos in my car on the way there. And he goes, all right. Now, already he knows that that's special. Okay, I don't offer that up. And he certainly knows. I mean, I barely would let him eat these fucking tacos in my home, to be honest. He sure shit couldn't eat it over my rug or at my couch. He'd have to eat it at the table. So
he's like, is your fireplace still available?
Yeah. So he goes, and like I thought to myself, surely this man isn't gonna be fucking with the consomme in my car, right? Like he's gonna eat the tacos, but not use the dipping. Like, no. So I at this point have just checked out. I'm driving. I have paid no attention to whatever is happening. So he's like, can you go to the 7-Eleven and can we just get a Diet Coke? And I'm like, we really don't have time. He's like, yeah, we have time. I'm like, So I go to 7-Eleven. Now this is key. I run inside and he's eating the tacos. I, again, am not witnessing. I just go inside, get him the Diet Coke, come back out. All right. We get to the arena and we pull up and we pull up at the same time as like the visiting bus does and like some of the other ESPN reporters. So he's like, okay, he's saying hi to them and then he's getting out of the car at the same time and he picks up the taco bag and I see that he has spilled the entire cup of consomme sauce all over. Oh, it's gone. God. And he looks at me. He knows he's in trouble, but he's intentionally gotten all his shit out the back seat first. And then like a little kid who's been caught, he's like, you'll clean that up, right? Ha, bye. Slams the door.
Oh, I bet you he did that when you were in the 7-Eleven. He was
that's what happened.
Oh man.
And at no point, this is what makes him different than a normal person. A normal person would have been apologizing up and down, grabbed napkins, told me to go into 7-Eleven, get napkins. An incident has occurred. No. He just placed the bag strategically on top of it so I wouldn't see until the second he was leaving the car. Now, I was so cashed out at this point that I was like, I don't even care. Because I am somebody, I've never eaten my car ever. Never had, and it's a company car. It's even if it was my own car or company, whatever. it's not a place I would eat. So I just thought, well, I have these plastic snow thing. What do you call those?
The scrapers?
No.
The ice scrapers?
No, they're.
No, I want you to work through this.
Plastic snow thing?
So it's like a plastic tray sort of that goes over your cloth for snow, like seasonally.
Okay.
All weather.
Like a seat cover?
But for the fucking
floor mat.
Floor mats.
Yeah, so it covers your
one.
Yeah. So I was like, how bad could this be? It's plastic, I'll just wash it. Who cares? Big deal. Now this again is a company car. I want to make that clear because I do not fuck with cloth seats. I have terrible allergies. I hate cloth, but I had no choice.
I feel like you've said that on dates before.
I wouldn't go on a date with someone with cloth seats.
Really?
There's something intrinsically wrong with you if you went with cloth seats. Yeah. I hate cloth. Hate. Anyways, I drive a car with cloth seats and I expect judgment. So that's why I'm giving you this. So I don't know from cloth. I grew up, I had a Rolls-Royce Corniche, not flexing, but flexing when I was a kid. And we didn't have cloth in that, okay? Right. So I'm not familiar with how cloth works. This is my first cloth car.
I think if you suggest cloth in the Rolls-Royce dealership, they're allowed to beat your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just take them out back, Vinny. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think not a big deal. Let me just take this upstairs. And as I'm pulling it out, it's a plastic tray thingy. And as I'm doing this, the consomme is swirling around and it stinks. Like if you want to imagine what it smells like, it smells exactly like BO. Like really strong, pungent BO.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's what it smells like. So I always have not understood. I've walked into this place before, actually with Richard. He likes it. And I'm like, I would never eat here. It smells like an armpit. I take it, I wash it, whatever. I put it back in the car and I'm like, all right, well, there's no consomme left in my vehicle. All right, we're done here. I go upstairs, I go to sleep, I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym, I get in my car. and I am greeted by as though nothing has changed, as though the entire cup of consomme is still there.
Oh, the funk has soaked in.
Apparently what happens with cloth seats is it doesn't matter that the consomme didn't touch the cloth. The effervescence of the consomme did.
Right. That it literally holds the smell.
Yes. Now, I'm really like freaked out. So freaked out that I call Elise and I'm like, I need you to drive. I can't even drive to meet you,
serious?
At this appointment. I go, because I'm gonna smell like BO. And she's like, what happened? And I was like, there's a fucking consomme disaster in my car. And she's like, So she picks me up and she goes, you know what, Corinne? It's probably, you got to air the car out. So why don't you leave all 4 windows open overnight in your garage? And then the smell will eventually dissipate. Okay, so I do that. And I go downstairs for work in the morning. My office is on the first floor, which is adjacent to the garage. And I can smell the fucking birria and the consomme in my home. Now, my entire garage, my first floor of my home, and my vehicle smell like this.
Why didn't you scrub it?
I did.
Really?
It did. I didn't scrub the seats. I scrubbed the thing it hit, but the damage is done. It still smells bad. And yes. And I was really trying to not spend like $300 on a full shampooing, but I assume that's what I have to do. Well, first I was like, I'm gonna take my Jo Malone perfume and just spritz everywhere. And then I was like, then it's gonna smell
Has that ever worked at an 8th grade dance? Cool water cologne over BO.
But like, you guys, it's really, I smell bad when I'm in my car.
Yes.
I don't know if I smell today. I think I'm like I can't even smell it anymore because I'm so used to it.
Has anybody just tried to be nice and been like, you know what, Corinne, natural deodorant doesn't work for everybody? I mean, because if you smell like BO, even with your story, that's going to sound even crazier. Like, you might want to put some deodorant on. You're like, no, Richard Jefferson left some taco. And they're like, no, I know, it's okay, but I have some deodorant in my gym bag.
An Olympic athlete got in my car and ruined it.
A high school national championship winner.
Yeah. Anyways, I would like your advice. Like my first thought was Jewish lightning, which is what we call setting your car on fire and claiming insurance. So if you have advice for me, I'd like to hear it. But I have some advice questions we're going to get to after this break.
Do not pay to get your company car cleaned. I will stop this podcast.
We'll be right back. Okay, guys, so if you want our advice, you can write in to my safe word is moreadvice@gmail.com. We love when you write in. You can also call us, which as usual, I don't have the number, but it'll be on the screen. Here we go. The number is 720-295-1209. We love voicemails too.
Can you say it slower? By the way, back in the day when you used to have to get a girl's phone number and like write it down, if a girl didn't like you, she'd say it fast and then kind of disappear in the crowd because she'd be like, this guy will leave me alone. She was 720-8265. And you're like, all right, lady, I'll call you.
Well, either you got it or you didn't. We're moving on. Okay, so this came in from Sarah, and the title of the email is Compassionate Touch for Deep Connection. I figured I knew where this was going just because in my old podcast, we had a guy that fucking did yoni massages, and I love any variation on this fucking molestation that they're claiming is...
What is a yoni massage?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
All right.
This guy is like, I'm going to massage the inside of your vagina.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, he is.
Oh. All right. For everyone listening that knows from ATF, we'll bring a yoni massage story in for... Oh, yeah. They're like, you know, like, it's this whole, yeah.
Have you ever gotten a happy ending massage?
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
I finished, but he wasn't trying.
No, but I had an incident. I feel like I mean, I'll tell the story. I don't know. Sometimes it triggers people. It doesn't trigger me at all. But I'll tell it real quick before we get to this Gmail.
I gotta hear it.
Interrelated. It's my favorite story to tell. I'm not somebody that gets massages. I don't like to be touched really, and I don't like by a stranger, but someone I know. That's fine. But so like when I'm getting a pedicure, I ask that they skip the massage on my leg, just get to the painting of the nails. So I was doing Machu Picchu, and we scheduled a massage after the hike because it's like kind of a thing you do. Like it's a really intense day of hiking, and the massages are super cheap. They're like $25 for an hour, like something really cheap. So Erica, my friend that I was traveling with, is like, okay, we're gonna get massages. She picks out the place, and they're all kind of dingy, but like it is what it is, right? You're in a third world country. So we go into the massage place, and I get completely naked. I didn't leave my underwear on because Erica didn't instruct me about anything because she was kind of a bad friend in that moment. She could have told me. I just thought you get naked. I don't know. So she's only separated, and this is key. She's only separated. My bed and her bed are separated by a sheet. She has a female employee. I have a male employee. But there's just a sheet hanging between us. And I'm face down and I'm getting massaged. Honestly,
that's not how that phrase goes.
well, so I was like counting down the minutes. I really was like, I don't really enjoy this. I don't like this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And he starts going up the back of my
hamstring
to my buttocks, and then he puts like this much of his finger up in my vagina.
Are you serious?
Oh, no.
Like this much of his thumb.
Okay, she indicated half of the thumb.
Yeah. And so I'm like, huh. But I don't know if that's customary, like I didn't know.
Anytime somebody's inside of you, it's not customary.
Pretty sure it's not.
Unless it's a proctologist.
But that was it. He just put, he went up and he did it like normal. Like he's all the way at the top of my hamstring. And then
How long did he leave it in there?
Couple seconds.
Huh.
And I was like, all right, just temperature checking. I don't know what this is. But I didn't say anything because I
That's
didn't
like a toe in the water.
I didn't want to be rude. So
you should have turned around and been like, is your thumb your longest finger?
So this ends. Okay, so this ends. It's one of my favorite stories because it's so ridiculous. So this ends, okay? I tip him. Erica tips her girl.
Oh, he's already tipped you.
And yeah. So we walk out and I go, hey, E, I got a question. And she's like, yeah. I go, are they supposed to massage inside you? And she goes,
Oh.
What? And I go, do they go in you? And she's looking at me like, there's no way you're asking me what I think you're asking me. And I go, because he went in me like
I'm asking you, did your masseuse also commit a crime? Simple. Yeah.
So I'm trying to explain to her. I go, not a lot, but like a little in you.
Oh my God.
Corinne, he's you. And I go, I think that's just probably how they do it here. And she goes, okay, she's like, I have so many questions. First of all, and she's a tough, like she would have gone, if we hadn't been so far when I finally told her this, she would have walked in there and like read them their rights, That's the kind of person she is. But she goes, there's a sheet separating us. At any point, you could have reached over and grabbed me or said, Corinne, he's fingering me in English. And like, and she goes, and then why did you tip? She goes, why did you tip? And I was like, I feel like this is your fault. And she goes, when I told her I wasn't wearing underwear, she goes, well, why did you take your underwear off?
Yeah.
I go, I don't know. I feel like now it's my fault.
She's asking you all the questions that would get you destroyed in cross-examination.
Yeah.
When you have sued them, and they'd be like, did you tip?
So
after your standard 15.
If you're going to Peru, I can tell you where to get fingered.
Or thumbed. That's how they separate.
It's just like
we have a niche market
half
here.
A nail.
Well, I mean, I know it happens with the men. I told you all.
Of course, but I didn't know they did it with women.
But when I worked on Carnival, I knew all the massage girls, and they were like, almost 100% of the men that are getting a couples massage with their wife. I don't know how the setup is. Maybe in the next room or whatever. And they're like, "Sir, we can't." And they're like, "No matter what amount of money, do you want $300? What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've never asked either of you, so I'm not saying either of you, but all of my guy friends pretty much have done happy endings. I mean, it's not uncommon. I wasn't asking for that. Anyways, I digress. Okay, let's get into this email from Sarah. She says, hi,
Chris
Corinne.
and Al goes silent.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very normal. It's just
I'm not admitting to anything, but I would say a lot of men go through a happy ending phase of their
why not?
Male young adulthood.
This is different. This was a dirty man, his fingernail.
Oh, God.
I feel like it's different.
Yeah.
Your appendage is on the outside. I don't want any unwelcome visitors on the inside. It's different, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, I live to tell the tale. Okay. Sarah says, hi, Corinne and Al. Last summer I discovered that every so often I have questionable taste in men. This is a bit of a long email, or Gmail if you're Corinne, but I think you'll find this story in particular quite touching. Corinne, you might even tear up. I've been texting a guy, let's call him Peter, for a few days. He seemed a little on the eccentric side, so I was a bit hesitant. Peter lives a few towns over and mentioned he was going to be in my area for an event and offered to take me out to lunch after. I was about to say yes until he sent me the link to the workshop he was helping his friend run at a spiritual church down the street from me. I know, white people and spirituality should have been a problem to begin with. I would like for you to read some of the details of this event out loud for my fellow swimmers. Please see the screenshots in order attached below. It is called Compassionate Touch for Deep Connection. I'm going to finish reading her email before I get into that, because she said, my friends had mixed opinions on whether this event was inherently sexual or not. What do you think? Now, we're going to go to that, and then I'm going to skip back to her email. So, it starts with, who can attend?
First, you fly to Peru.
Yeah. So, it says, who can attend? This workshop is open to all genders, individuals 18 and over. Pairing. Participants will be paired with strangers to give and receive touch, fostering new connections and experiences. Now, it says, important note, this is a no nudity, non-sexual event. But, like, just because you said that doesn't make it one.
Yeah.
And then
most things are non-sexual events.
It's a contribution event. This event is free, but we suggest a donation of $20.
Right.
Doesn't that feel the same as this is non-sexual, but go ahead and give a handy.
$20 or you get the stank guy.
Yeah.
And you get the stanky guy.
Okay. Closing circle, sharing reflections and plan how to integrate these practices into your everyday life. Facilitators. Our workshop is led by a team of experienced professionals. Now I ask you, how does one get experience in this field?
Experienced isn't a fucking title you can go to school for. You can say I'm experienced at anything. Who the fuck can check that?
Yeah. So then it says what to expect. Introduction and consent. Begin with an overview of the workshop, settling agreements, and understanding the importance of consent.
I thought this wasn't sexual.
Right. Why do I need to
I don't need to give a consent when I'm at the DMV.
Yeah.
Well, they're still touching.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. Thanks for ruining my joke, Chris.
Icebreaker activities. Engage in exercises to create a comfortable and trusting environment. Techniques for sensory awareness. Experience activities to heighten your sensory perception, including the use of aromas, fresh fruit, chocolate, feathers, and small instruments.
Shut up. Small instruments, in parentheses, or large ones.
Yeah. Yeah. It says group and partner exercises, mindfulness and self-massage, learn self-touch techniques to cultivate self-love and healing. Well, that's just masturbation.
Yeah. Or this is to get you horned up.
Yeah.
So that they can get you to, you know what this is? And this ties directly to you.
Oh.
Because I listened to your psychic evaluation, whatever that nonsense was. And remember, she tried to she was like, I want to do a reading on you, but you have to come into my studio.
Yeah.
This is, that was the foyer that was going to lead you to the house that is whatever they want you to pay for. So they're going to weed out all the people like, I don't like this, or they don't really get a massage. The people that like realize like, oh, I like the back of my thigh touched. Oh, that guy like grazed the back of my ear and I came a little bit. Like that shit. They're going to then try, if you like that, then we're doing a full workshop out in the fucking woods. And that's where the shit goes down.
Right. This is the gateway.
Yes.
Light and deep touch practices. Experiment with both light and deeper touch, guided by licensed massage therapists. And lastly, closing circle, share reflections and plan how to, and it was cut out, and I'm assuming fuck. So
that's the next screenshot.
Yeah.
Fucking neon lights.
So yeah, I think this is sexual. I also think holding it in a church is kind of fun.
Kinky.
I mean, yeah, even if it's just massaging, I don't think do churches want you to be fucking run, even if it's a massage train, isn't that still kind of gross in the holy church?
This is definitely like a Unitarian church. Because we were doing a comedy show here in Denver that was in the bottom of I don't know if it's an abandoned church or whatever, but it was a successful show, and they ended the show because they heard that people were drinking beer down there. So I'm like, which church is not cool with some high noons, but they're cool with clearly amateurs? How could you invite a person that doesn't know how to massage to a person that doesn't know how to be massaged? That's like if it was people in massage school massaging you, okay. But these are just randos off the street. Who's answering this? Sarah?
Yeah.
It's crazy people.
I honestly would like you to go to this and report back. But this gets better because the rest of the email says, after this, I Facebook stalked Peter and discovered he was part of a collaborative group called School of Honk. episode title, which is basically adults dancing poorly in costumes and playing marching band instruments in a field. I dug even further and discovered that despite having more than enough money, Peter dumpster dives and posts his hauls on Facebook. I can't make this up. Big fan of M-Swim. Thank you for sharing your crazy lives with us, and thank you so much for reading. Best wishes, Sarah. Anyone who fucking dumpster dives, and like, I get trash can art from time to time.
Yes.
I still
from
judge.
time to time.
When I see it, I pick
Well,
it up.
how do you get it?
I see it leaned against a dumpster, I'll take it.
Oh, how much art do you see leaned against? You go in that motherfucker. If
Oh,
you
no,
saw
I don't go in
if
it.
you saw the corner
Well, yeah, I'd
over
go
the
in it.
top, oh, that's so gross.
Only for art, though. I've never
Can't
done it.
everything be art?
I didn't do it for anything else. Anyways, that.
Wait, what do you think this guy's thing is?
Oh, I don't want to know. You can't, Sarah. I'm going to judge you so hard if you go on a date with this guy. He would have to be so fucking hot to put
Well,
up.
he's in chorus of Honk.
What was it? Hold on.
How did you blow past that?
I told you it's the episode School of Honk.
Oh, excuse me. That sounds like a porno like based off of School of Rock. It's like you got tears in your eyes. I love it.
Today was fun.
I'm not going anywhere until I find out what School of Honk is.
I just fucking told you.
Wait, but you didn't even know what it was?
It's basically adults dancing poorly in costumes and playing marching
but
band
do they have a
instruments
website?
in a field. Well, you know what? We'll take a deep dive on that like we did on Acrocats. We'll find out School of Honk.
I have to know what the fuck that is.
Written down.
Okay. Chris, give us your final thoughts, please.
I've learned something today. I've been reading all about the yoni massage.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this before?
No, I was
don't know
wondering
why
why
you guys
you
don't know
went
what this
quiet
is.
10 minutes.
Because I'm reading all about it. It's a tantric thing. It's a massage that focuses on the labia, clitoris, G-spot, uterus, breasts, and anus.
I mean,
uterus.
what's left?
The massage is viewed as therapeutic and is sometimes used as a method of relieving tension, pain, or general discomfort of the vagina.
Oh, can you
Also, you
just
can give
fuck?
yourself a yoni massage.
Yes. That's
You
what I
don't
told
even
my
have to have
dad when he
anyone-
burst into the bathroom when I was 13. Can you knock? I'm giving myself a yoni massage.
Self-care, Dad.
It's just like, I don't know. When you would get Facebook messages and somebody's like, hey, you're hot, let's fuck. Yeah, that's crude, but at least it's direct. I don't like this round
I
the
don't
block
either.
down the country roadway.
Especially if you're going to charge me
And
for
you
it.
can't see this, but if you look it up on Wikipedia, which is where I looked it up, there's like photos of all the different techniques.
Okay.
I bet you my witch friend Bailey will know about this.
I don't know what I'm
See
looking
that?
at.
It's
Oh,
like
my-
a
Bailey, you're going to have to tell me about this.
disembodied vagina.
Oh, is
with-
that what that is?
And the hands are doing all kinds of different things with it.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so that's all I have. That's my
thank you.
thought.
Thank you for your final thoughts,
Okay.
Chris.
You're
All
welcome.
right, take us home, Al.
Well, guys, we know that this isn't a podcast just about life. That's ridiculous. Did I fuck this up?
No, you did okay.
Okay.
It's a podcast about Richard Jefferson making my car smell like consomme.
Write in with your suggestions.